Hey guys, welcome to today's 16 Galaxies video. Today we are taking a look at the DX28, that being Darth Vader from Kenobi, the deluxe version. And as you can see, further to that deluxe version, this is the Hot Toys special edition with the extra accessory. I got this from Stark Toys, was about 540 Australian shipped. That was through sea shipping because it took about 8 weeks to arrive. I paid a little bit more than that, just because I wanted the PayPal protection, just because something traveling over 8 weeks, just in case something went wrong, you just want that extra protection. So I paid the PayPal fee, so it was about $5.55, I want to say, about $15 in fees. But yes, now this is a really must-get figure, I feel. I don't believe Pop Culture in Australia have this anymore. The standard version sold out. I'm just trying to remember if this one sold out as well. But yeah, if it's there, you're definitely going to get it cheaper than what I paid for it. Just keep in mind that this isn't out in Australian retail yet. It should be soon, but this one has the extra piece, hence the extra price, because the extra accessories in some places are quite limited. Sometimes the extra accessories like Star-Lord, the very first Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord had like the extra orb with the Infinity Stone inside. Sometimes it's on battle damaged Iron Man mask. This time the extra item is a holographic Inquisitor, and I did really want that because I really do like having the holographic characters. Alrighty, let's get started. So this is the standard Star Wars style slipcover that comes on most of these releases. So you can see that it has got the ribbon, tells us that it's Vader, tells us that it's DX28, that it's the deluxe version. Continuing around, this just reminds us that it's Vader with the Hot Toy logo. You can see the ribbon shows his non-battle damaged image, where the front of the box had the battle damage image. And then continuing around, we have the ribbon that shows Vader at the beginning of his duel with Kenobi, all very nicely clean. The back of the box just has all our warning logos and whatnot. We don't need any of that. Lifting off the slipcover, you are presented with a typical DX style box. This being a DX box. So you've got the DX logos, Deluxe Vader and all that. Coming up, you can see some awesome images there. Vader, Kenobi. Coming down, we have the Inquisitors, continuing the tease of Fifth Brother and Fourth Sister. God, I hope they get released at some point. It will be good to complete the Inquisitors, and the fact that they've been teased for about a year now is kind of annoying. Hopefully, maybe Toy Fair or something. I feel like if something deserves a limited run, it'd be them, simply for the fact that they might not be the most popular figures ever, but I feel like they still deserve to release. And of course we have the image of the Mustafa there as well. So yeah, there's a great deal going on with this box. I do wish that it was like previous DX boxes where there was like a little object on the secondary slipcover. So when you open it, you do get the foam box with all the accessories. And then you get the secondary tray underneath the foam. But we do get this pull-out as well, which again shows Obi-Wan and Vader. And then we have Obi-Wan and Vader. And then there's that little blurb there. I'll just leave that up. And of course you can pause it if you would want to read the whole thing. But yeah, that little foam insert in the previous figures had, like the early days of DX, had like an item there. So Batman came with the schematics of the bat. The original 89 Batman and Joker had like the bat signal, little nod thing. And the Joker had like a reverse of that, like the Joker symbol. Jack Sparrow had I want to say it was the telescope. I just honestly can't remember what it was that was in the middle there. But they all had something. Even if it was just a schematic of Castle Inquisitorius, that would have been quite cool. And then one of the Jokers at one point, I think it was the DX 19 or DX20, had the playing card. So yeah, it would have been nice if we had gotten something. Alrighty, this is typical of Vader. He does come with a variety of gloves. You can see they are very nicely painted. They definitely look like leather despite being sculpted. You can see they've got creases in them as well, which is quite cool. So we get this hand here, probably for the force or pulling something towards him or crushing or whatever you want to do with it. Again, you get the same for the other side. They are really deep, and the wrist peg is deep in, like you could probably just see it there. So it is going to be a bit of a pain to swap the gloves out like any Vader figure, but I don't think it'll be too bad. So we do get this hand as well, this being probably the more again, more of a force pulling or hand or holding the holographic piece. The only thing I've done is I've swapped out one of the relaxed hands for the lightsaber holding hand, just because I wanted to see how hard it was to get the saber in the hand. Yeah, we get this hand here. We of course get the resting hand, so you can still do the pose from A New Hope where he's resting his hands. His belt. You got this hand as well. And then you get the clenched fist there. So there is only one lightsaber holding hand, because obviously Vader typically only wields the lightsaber with one hand. Alrighty. Now this, I do not have the USB-C to show off the light-up effects, but we do get the battery pack with the control panel. You'll notice there are a lot of panels to this one. That's because he has obviously the two lights on the belt, got the chest piece, there's a lot going on, the lightsaber, so yeah, there's going to be a lot to do with that. You get the tool for moving the eyes, or moving the eye, I should say. You of course get Vader's unlit lightsaber. Very nicely detailed, very nicely painted. You do get the exact same lightsaber, but with the power cord. Now this is quite cool. You get the lightsaber that he splits in half of Reva's. So they are identical, I believe. But you do get two of these. You also do get, I'm just going to compare this here. So you get this, you get two of these for the Reva lightsabers, and then you get this one here for Vader's. Now, you can actually distinguish between the two, because you can see that Reva's is a lot skinnier and Reva's is a lot shorter. So it's just something to keep in mind there. So yeah, definitely don't go putting the wrong blade in, but like I said, you'll notice straight away because of the massive size difference in that. You do get one swoosh effect. And then we get two display stands. Now this one here does have the USB light up option. Again, I don't have a USB-C to show, but you can see that it is a very nice floor, possibly for the for the Star Destroyer, Death Star, Castle Inquisitorius. Yeah, whatever you want it to be, and then there's a pole that just pegs in, and then you can have him there like that. And again, probably looks quite good lit up. The second display stand we get, which more suits the standard look of the figure, is going to be this one, which is the Rocky terrain, which is going to match the upcoming Obi-Wan as well, because he's going to have the stones all coming up off the base. So obviously the extra stand is for the deluxe version. You won't get that with the standard. Also with the deluxe version, we have a clean chest piece. You can see that it will just pop off. And then we get the clean helmet, which I'm just freeing from the little plastic wrap that they had on it. So I am wearing gloves because, as you can see, this is a very glossy paint up for Vader, so you don't want to damage it with fingerprints or anything. This part here shouldn't remove like the Empire Strikes Back Vader. That was one of my main grabs, is that when you went to move it, that this piece just kept falling off. Because of obviously the effect where you could see the back of his head. But yeah, this looks pretty good. You can see just how shiny it is. So you do get that clean Vader look. The other thing to keep in mind is that this guy, being all black, is going to be a dust magnet. I had the figure out for a couple of hours just to set up, and he picked up a fair bit of dust just from around the place. So it is worth noting that yeah, you probably don't want to leave this guy out of the cabinet for too long, and those pieces are probably going to show up. Alrighty, so this is the standard look that you do get out of the box. The only thing I've done is I've put the cape on. You do have to you do have to have the you do have to put the cape on yourself, which is fine, because again, there's like a plastic wrap in front of the mask that you can easily remove by just removing the sculpt. So it's fine. So we can see that this is an amazing job here. The battle damage on the helmet is phenomenal. You have the chain. One thing I did notice compared to previous figures is and I checked to see Sideshow's video just to see what they did, and they did leave it out. The instructions don't make it overly clear, but in the Empire Strikes Back figure, this piece here, like the collar, was actually under the helmet, and the cape started at the stitching there. Sideshow did the same thing that I've done here and just left it come up above the cape. I'll have to go back and see if he actually had that in the series exposed. But yeah, the instructions don't make it clear if you're supposed to put it under the helmet or not. But because the chain is supposed to go up in the neck, I don't really see how you're supposed to do that anyway. But yeah, it was just something that I thought was a bit, it's just something I noticed the difference between the Vaders. So again, we can see the battle damaged chest piece, and I will move the cape out of the way. This cape is probably one of the better Vader capes we've gotten in a while. It's heavy, so it does drop quite nicely. I think the skirt is an improvement too over the 40th anniversary one. And of course, we are getting the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi Vader soon as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that is different again. So we can see the pattern on the armor there. There's our belt. There's that relaxed hand. There's that saber holding hand. Coming down, we can see the boots. Yeah, he still has that bunching from how hard the pleather is pulled to complete that look there. It's probably one of my only annoyances with it. So there's a side portrait there looking amazing. See the army, so you can see the where it would plug into the power pack. The instructions show you the best way to position the power pack too. Just for the ease. Now this cape, I feel like they probably could have done this a tiny bit better. But you can see that there is a slash in the cape. Hopefully it's going to come up. Yeah, so you can see that there is a slash in the cape. It is the only battle damage that the cape has on it. But they have made the cape reversible, so you can flip it over and you won't have that banded damage there. So yeah, obviously if you've got the standard and you don't like it, you can just flip it around. But yeah, for the deluxe, it's designed so you can get rid of the slash and then have a completely clean Vader look. So again, you can see the cut in the helmet there, on the side. And, let's bring it back around. But yeah, as you can, I'm going to move it down a sec so you can see, but the cape does sit rather well, and I would just be mindful about where he's standing on the stand, so that way he doesn't topple over, because you can see that one crutch support there is all that's really holding him other than the stand. It is a little bit annoying not having a nameplate, but I suppose everyone knows that this is Vader, so he doesn't really need one because you know exactly who he is. It's just weird getting a DX release without a nameplate, but I suppose with all of these dynamic style stands that they're doing to give us scenery and stuff, it makes sense that one wasn't included, and I think a third stand would have just blown out the box a bit too much, so it does make sense. But you can, so this top section here just removes, and you can obviously move the eye to whoever you want. Now, of course, being the special edition, we do get this guy. So this is the holographic Grand Inquisitor. You can see that it has the lightness, the face there. You can see that he's got his headgear sculpted in. You can see the Inquisitor outfit. So yeah, pretty cool. Again, this is the only difference. So if you look at the price of Pop Culture's pre-order versus what I paid, yes, I paid a lot more for this, but I mean, it was just something that I did want. But previous releases like I probably should have gotten the Boba Fett that had the holographic Slave One, but that and the special edition Luke Skywalker R2 figures that didn't hold their value. I feel like this one will, simply for the fact that it is Vader, and I think that he will probably sell out. I'm not too sure if he has sold out on Sideshow yet, but yeah, the standard is definitely gone. But like I said, the fact that it is battle damaged and that damage to the face there is just done so well, that I definitely think this is worth having. And of course, there is an argument for having so many different variants. Like, I haven't ordered the new Dark Horse Luke Skywalker simply for the fact that I am a little bit looped out. And I mean, even the amount of Bobas that there are now, I feel like if there was another Boba, I would skip that, because I didn't even pick up the normal Book of Boba Fett one, where the armor was all fixed, simply for the fact that the repaint version with the throne dropped in value so dramatically, that I felt like the next one would too. It's obviously at the end of the day, it's your choice to how many of the same character you have, and if you do have every single Vader, that's fine. So I have the A New Hope Vader, and then I picked up the Empire Strikes Back Vader. This is the first Vader since then that I've picked up, so I didn't pick up the reissue of the 40th, and I didn't pick up the Rogue One Vader. I'm umming and ahhing over the Return of the Jedi one. I probably will, simply for the fact that it's got the Sebastian Shaw sculpt, so that'll probably definitely be something I would look at. As per articulation with this figure, it's going to be the same as any other Vader, so just be careful depending on how much you want to stress him or whatever. Keeping in mind that these Vaders are prone to pleveling. My 40th ESB one is completely fine. My New Hope one, the gloves have started to go, because his gloves were done differently to the previous Vaders, so that was a little bit annoying there. But other than that, I don't think you'll have any issues with this figure. And of course, if you don't like the battle damage and you just want something that's really nice, shiny and new, you can just put this helmet on, and that'll be easy enough to do. Anyway guys, this has been our look at DX28. Hopefully you did enjoy this video and you found the information helpful. So you go again, he was 540 AD, and then added the PayPal fees on the end there. So this was gotten through Stark Toys. I do believe he's not doing exclusive like this anymore, because so many people have cancelled on different things. I think there were huge issues with the recent Cody, because it was just a figure that no one wanted. I feel like it could have easily had been anything else, like could have been a chocolate, like a chocolate chrome one. I feel like it was a chocolate chrome of the normal clone. I think people would have just gone, oh yeah, sweet, because then we would have had the silver, gold and chocolate in the Stormtroopers and the Clone Troopers, but to do a second silver clone, I think just annoyed people way too much. So yeah, I don't even know if he bothered chasing down the Gold Trooper or the Commander or anything, but I have heard that Stark, unless you're like one of his closest customers, I don't think he's doing exclusives at all anymore. Yes, so I will just keep going through Jefferson Tan. With that, I don't know how many of this Jefferson got, or if he got any at all, but I know he will probably have the standard stock at some point, so you can always ask him in the group if that's the way you want to go. Anyway guys, once again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed a look at this figure.